Hey Bremerton, Josh Farley from the Kitsap Sun here, reporting to you from the tallest point in all of downtown Bremerton, where the Spyglass Hill Apartments were recently constructed, and last week they opened to the first tenants. And as usual, I've got 5 stories that you just got to know about happening in Bremerton this week. Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 today is a tragedy in Tracyton. Jill, a longtime goat who lived at the Irwin residence, was savagely killed this past week by a dog who had jumped the fence on the Irwin property. The Irwins had simply bought 2 goats, Jack and Jill, about 12 years ago in an effort to control vegetation growing on their property. But Jack and Jill became household names in the Tracyton community. Jack unfortunately died a few years ago, likely due to cancer, but Jill was still a crowd favorite and loved to climb atop of her barn-like home right there off of Tracy Avenue. The Irwins are distraught over the killing of Jill, as are neighbors in the area.
They were a wonderful, beautiful pair. Jill has made us special because she did so many loving things, and the kids would come and she'd show off, and just the whole neighborhood loved Jill. And they came from all over Bremerton, and one of them came from Port Angeles. She was very well loved, and we're going to miss her.
I spoke with Humane Society Executive Director Eric Stevens on Monday night. Eric said that no owner of the dog has come forward to this point, so no decision has been made yet on whether the dog will be euthanized. Story number 2 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. You saw that the Washington State Department of Transportation plans to do some fixes this summer on Highway 3 at Highway 304, otherwise known as the Navy Yard Highway. Well, what are these changes, and how will a little paint, albeit a $4 million job, actually fix traffic in this area? I spoke with intrepid transportation reporter Ed Friedrich, and he will give you the explainer in this very first edition of Chalk Talk.
What they primarily plan to do is take the 2 lanes that come down past the auto dealers, Highway 3, they merge into one right here. The plan will restripe it to keep these people in 2 lanes all the way through and all the way into Gorse. They don't have to merge at all. The people coming from downtown Bremerton past the ships, they merge into one lane right here now from an HOV lane and a regular lane. They're going to lose that lane now to Highway 3 drivers, and they will have to merge in from the right.
Story number 3 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. A very famous mosaic has been living in plywood in an Olympic College parking lot for about the past decade. This mosaic was created by the first arts professor at Olympic College, Hank Blass, and his students back in the late 50s. Well, college officials are ready to see if they can resurrect this very heavy mosaic and place it somewhere on campus.
With the construction project of the College Instruction Center slated for completion and opening this fall, now is a good time for us to look at what we're going to do with this mosaic and find an appropriate home for it here on our Bremerton campus. And so we are in the planning stages of that effort.
Story number 4 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. Do you have a neighborhood park that maybe needs a little bit of TLC? Well, the fledgling Bremerton Parks Foundation is finally ready to give some of its hard-earned donations away. $6,500 is up for grabs in its first funding cycle, and those applications are due on March 15th, so don't delay. You can send an email to bremertonparksfoundation@gmail.com for more details. And finally, story number 5 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. As you can see, I am on what's called the Sky Lounge. It's the 6th floor on the brand new Spyglass Apartments, which overlook the Port Washington Narrows and Sinclair Inlet. This is an ambitious project, $15 million it took to build right here in downtown Bremerton, and it's already 50% leased. I spoke with Wes Larson, the managing partner of Sound West Group, about why the time was now to open the Spyglass Hill Apartments.
It was a lot of hard work and faith in the vision and the future of Bremerton. And Bremerton is happening. It's just got a great opportunity here with Spyglass community to bring a new quality standard of living to downtown Bremerton, a lot more residents downtown who will be shopping in the businesses and frequenting the art galleries and the restaurants and the bars. So it's just a really exciting time, but
Don't forget, our story walk of the Spyglass Hill Apartments is this Saturday at 11 a.m. Meet at the entrance, 646 Highland Avenue, to come along with us. We have many people coming. I expect attendance to be more than 100 people. That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.